Hi friends, welcome back to Right to Learn Apti. In this video, we are going to learn an important topic known as percentages. If you ace this topic, you will be able to ace data interpretation session as well as few topics in quantitative aptitude session like profit and loss and simple interest and compound interest. So without any delay, let's get started. Here we have to find 40% of 160. The moment students see any percentage problems, they try to write numbers like this. They all know that 160 is 100%. What they want to know? 40%. So they write 40 here and they try to get answer like this. 160 into 40 by 100, which will give them answer as 64. And there are students who directly do this last step like this. 160 into 0.4, which is equal to 64. No doubt that the answer is correct and approach also, but we don't have luxury to waste our time in the exam. So what we need to know is a simple fraction to percentage equivalent, which will be helpful for us to calculate percentage faster. If you remember this fraction to percentage equivalent, it will be easy for us to calculate any kind of percentage problem. What I want you all guys to do is try to remember this fraction to percentage equivalent. Now, as we know, fraction to percentage equivalent, let us solve this example by using that method. Directly, what we have to do is we have to take fractional equivalent of this 40%, which will be 2 by 5. And after that, we have to multiply this 2 by 5 with 160, which will give us 64. Now, as we know, fraction to percentage equivalent, let us solve some more examples. Here, we have to find 37.5% of 1616. As we are smart students now, and we all know that 37.5% fractional equivalent is 3 by 8, we have to directly multiply this 1616 with 3 by 8. That is 3 by 8 into 1616, which will give us 202, so 606. So 37.5% of 1616 is 606. Now let's see this example. 20% of 1560. And we all know that 20% is 20 by 100 or 20 by 100 or 1 by 5, right? Now we can multiply this number with this or this. Let's multiply this with 1 by 5, which will give us 312. So 20% of 1560 is 312. Now let's see this example. We have to find 83.33% of 216, and we all know that 83.33% fractional equivalent is 5 by 6. So we have to multiply this 216 with 5 by 6 directly, and we all know that 216 into 5 by 6 is 180. So the value of 83% of 216 is 180. Let us see some more examples. Here we have to find 62.5% of 3216, and we all know that 62.5 fractional equivalent is 5 by 8. So we have to directly multiply this 3216 with 5 by 8, which will give us 2010. Now let's see this example. We have to find 45% of 610, but we don't know any fractional equivalent of 45%. Now what we have to do then? What we have to do is we have to split this number and multiply or find the percentage value of 610 with separately and then add or subtract them like this. We can write this 45 as 50 minus 5% of 610. So we had to find 50% separately, 5% separately, and then we had to subtract them. So what is 50% of 610? And we all know that 50% fractional equivalent is 1 by 2. So we have to directly half this 610 value. Then we will be getting 50% of 610, which is 305. 50% is 305. Now, what is 5%? In order to get 5%, what we have to do is, we have to just divide this 50% value by 10. When we divide 50 by 10, we get 5, right? So similarly, if we divide 50% value of this 610 by 10, we will get 5% of 610. So when we divide 305 by 10, we get 30.5. So 5% of 610 is 30.5. And now we have to subtract these two numbers, which will give us 274.5. Now let's see this example. Here 22 can be split as 20 plus 2% of 4184. Now we all know that 20% is 1 by 5. So 1 by 5 into 4184, which will give us 836.8, and we know that 20% is 836.8. So what is 2%? We have to just divide this 20% value by 10, which will give us 2%. So 2% of 4184 is 83.68. Now we have to add these two numbers, which will give us 920.48. So the value of 22% of 4184 is 920.48. Let us see some more examples. Here we have to find 26% of 478. If you see here, 26 is near 25. So we can write this 26 as 25 plus 1. 25 plus 1% of 478. And we all know that 25% fractional equivalent is 1 by 4. So by multiplying 478 with 1 by 4, we get 25%, which is 119.5. Now what is 1%? We all know that 478 is 100%. So what will be 10%? We have to divide it with 10. Then we will get 10%. That is 47.8 is 10%. In order to get 1%, we have to divide that 10% by 10, which will give us 4.78. So 1% of 478 is 4.78. Now we have to add this number and this number, which will give us 124.28. Let's see this example. Here we have to find 65% of 8888. We can split this 65 as 60 plus 5% of. So we have to find 60% separately and 5% separately, and we have to add them. We know that 60% fractional equivalent is 3 by 5. So in order to get 60% of 8888, we have to multiply 8888 with 3 by 5, which will give us 177.7.6 and 8.2335. So 60% of 8888 is 5332.8. Now what about 5%? We all know that 50% is 50% of 8888 is 4444. We know 50%. So if we divide that 50% value with 10, we get 5%. So 5% of 88880 will be 444.4. Now we have to add these two values to get 65% of 8888, which will give us 5777.2. Let us see some more examples. Here we have to find 31.5% of 1960, but we don't know fractional equivalent of 31.5. So what we have to do is we have to split it. We can split it as 30 plus 1 plus 0.5%, which will give us 31.5%. So what we have to do, we have to find 30% of 1960 separately, and then 1% of 1960, and then 0.5% of 1960. Next, what is 30%? How can we write 30%? We can write 30% as 3 by 10, which will give us 3 by 10 of 1960, which will give us 588. Now, what is 1%? We know that 1960 is 100% and 10% is 196. So what will be 1%? 19.6. We just divided this 1960 by 100 to get 1%. Now how to find 0.5%? We all know that 50% is half of 1960, which is 980. So 5% will be 98. So 0.5% will be 9.8. So 0.5% of 1960 is 9.8. Now we got 30%, we got 1%, and we got 0.5%. Next step is directly adding them, which will give us 617.4. Now let's see this example. Here we can split it as 10 plus 7 plus 0.5% of 720. Now what is 10% of 72? It is now let's see this example. Here we have to find 17.5% of 720. Now we have to split this 17.5 as 10% plus 7% plus 0.5%. 10% of 720 will be, we know that this is 100%. To get 10%, we have to divide this by 10, which will give us 72. So 10% is 72. And what is 7%? In order to calculate 7%, we have to calculate 1% separately. What is 1% of 720? It is 7.2. So if we multiply this value 7.2 with 7, we get 7% of 720. So when we multiply this 7.2 with 7, we get answer as 50.4. Now what is 0.5%? We all know that 50% is half of 720, which is 360. 360 is 50%. So what is 5%? It is 36. So what is 0.5%? It is 3.6. Now adding all these values, we get answer as 126. Let us see another example. Here we have to find 36% of 2500. We can do it this way. We can write 36% as 40 minus 4% of 2500. And what is fractional equivalent of 40? It is 2 by 5. So in order to get 40% of 2500, we have to just multiply it with 2 by 5, which will give us 1000. Now we know 40%. So what will be 4%? We have to divide that 40% value by 10. So 1000 by 10 is 100. So 4% will be 100. Now we have to subtract these two numbers, which will give us 900. So 36% of 2500 is 900. What if I say we can do it even faster without putting pen and paper by using a simple method known as percentage to number conversion and number to percentage conversion? This statement or this can be converted as 25% of 3600. Why? Because if you see this number, it has 25 in it, and we all know 25% fractional equivalent. So we are converting this 36% of 2500 as 25% of 3600. Now after that, we all know that 25% is 1 by 4. So 1 by 4 of 3600 is 900. So within one step we got answer. So what is the idea or what is the logic behind this is, if we know any number that is this in this 2500, we know 25 as percentage and its fractional equivalent. So we have to logic behind this is really simple. Logic behind this is really simple. Here we know this number. Logic behind this is really simple. Here if we take this number, if we convert this as percentage, then we can get logic behind this really simple. Logic behind this is really simple. Logic behind this is really simple. If we have a number that is in here, logic behind this is really simple. Here in this number that is 2500, logic behind this is really simple. If we can convert this value to a percentage and whose percentage, logic behind this is really simple. Logic behind this is really simple. If we can convert this number to a percentage value whose fractional equivalent is known to us, then we can convert this directly like this. So here what we did is, here we want to know 25%, and 25% is 25 by 100, which is 0.25. So we are converting this value, that is this 2500 number, to 0.25. How can we convert 2500 to 0.25? By dividing it with 10,000. So when we divide this 2500 with 10,000, we get 0.25, which is 25%. Now as we divided this number with 10,000, we had to multiply this 36% with 10,000. What is 36% actually? 36% is 0.36. Now after multiplying with 10,000, we get answer as 3600. So we converted this 36% to number and this 2500 to percentage and calculated directly and even faster. So this is applicable only if we can convert this number to a percentage value whose fractional equivalent is known to us. Let us see another example. Here we have to find 55% of 600. I'll show you how to solve this with two different methods. Let's take it like this. 55 can be written as 50 plus 5% of 600. And we all know that 50% is half of 600, which is 300. plus, what is 5% then? It is this number, that is 300 divided by 10, which will give us 30. So the value of 55% of 600 is 330. Now we will do it with another method also, by converting this percentage to number and number to percentage. We can convert this 55% of 600 as 60% of 55 0. Now what is 60% fractional equivalent? It is 3 by 5. So we directly multiply 550 with 3 by 5 and get answer as 330. We can use either of the method to get answer. As we are done with percentage concepts, now it's your homework time. Practice the questions which I gave you and post at least one question in the comment box, and try to solve at least one question which your friends shall post. If you like the video, hit the like button. If you want others to get benefited, share it with them, and if you want more videos, subscribe to my channel.